Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to see that how can we go from idea to an app without writing a single line of code. We will wipe code the whole app in front of us and make sure that it is working perfectly fine. Along with that, we will see that how we can also now solve the biggest problem in wipe coding an app, that is handling all those secret API key and the authorization. For the same, we will be using Replit as a platform and their new feature Replit Connectors, which I will surely say that has made this whole part a lot easy. So we will be using day-to-day apps like Gmail, Google Drive, Sheets, Notion, and the best part is there will be no backend, no juggling of keys, nothing, right? So this is a part of my vibe coding app series where I will show you that how can you go from ideation to an app without writing a single line of code and just prompting. So let's get started. Great, everyone. So now let's get started. Now, before we jump on to just directly starting coding, right? I think it is very, very important to understand what we are trying to solve. I've shared more such tips towards the end of the video. So make sure that you see the full video. Now, as you can see, we will be creating an invoice and a document handling system. Now, this overall system is something which I personally have been trying to automate and something which recently I have automated and it has given me fabulous result. So I will first explain you the problem. The problem is that let's say, whenever you're running a business, and this again will be valid for like most of the people around you, right? So we have invoices and the documents, right, to manage. Now, coming to invoices, of course, whenever there is a purchase or there is a sale, then the same gets generated, and it is very, very important to keep track of the same. Now, coming to my use case, what I was doing earlier is that I used to maintain a overall accounting at my site using Notion, which is again an awesome platform. Then I used to upload the same to Drive, right? Because from there, my accountant used to take it and maybe, let's say, add it into some other software, which is the official one. And finally, I was in a habit of sending a email, right, to acknowledge that, okay, this is something which we have received and we will be working on the same, etc. Right. So this is the whole pipeline with respect to invoice. Now let's come to documentation as well. Like when I talk about doc, there can be multiple things in a company with respect to say policies, and again it is valid for smallest of the company as well. Starting from their tax certificate, then whenever you give any joining letter or the exit letter, what are the different policies? What are the things we use, right? So all these maintaining all these is also a bigger task, and over time I am pretty sure that it gets a lot messy, right? So earlier what I used to do, I used to parse the information and update the same on Google. Actually, it should be Google Sheets. My bad, Google Sheets. Then I used to again upload the same on Drive, right, on the official company Drive, and access it on Google Drive for anyone to basically see the same. And of course, again send an email. Like I want that, okay, all the things should be there on the email, so I'm able to just have a track that what all is happening. And if required, we can just easily go back to Google Sheets to see the same. And of course, it will be having the link to the drive, right? Normally, the drive gets a lot messy over time. Now, in this full system, which is again valid for, I think, many of the small businesses, right? You can see that we are using multiple apps like Gmail, Drive, Google Sheet, and Notion, right? So, like this, there can be multiple other application as well, which we can use for solving a business problem. Now, coming to the biggest problem which used to happen, or earlier, why I was a little bit not very willing to do that, is that connecting apps with AI, right, has always been a pain and biggest issue when working with agents. So, if you have to, let's say, work on an agent, right, there always used to be a problem where if you have to connect multiple apps, that used to take a lot of time, right? As an example, I will just take, let's say, Gmail and Notion just for our overall understanding. If let's say you have to integrate Gmail, right, let's go to, so this is my again an empty email. If you go on Gmail, there is like server side authorization which we have to do. We have to create a client ID and a client secret, right? Auth 2 is not again supported by all the apps. Then we have to make sure that, okay, we are able to get that, create that for a separate project, right? So all those are some problem which we face. And then of course there are again multiple things which you can see on the official documentation. Similarly, when we talk about Notion as well, right? So here we have the authorization page. Again, we have to make sure that we are able to create new integrations, then handle all the keys, etc. Right? This is where I feel that a lots of overall friction was there earlier, right? And we used to end up something like this. So you have the app idea, you start vibe coding, and I'm just making sure that again, if a person doesn't have any idea, doesn't know how to read the documentation, even he is able to, let's say, create an app, right? So that's the whole power of AI. And finally, when you have to authorize your app, I feel that most of the students and most of the people, they face their problem there, right? So that is now where again Replit comes into picture, right? I will add all the links so you can see how difficult it was initially. Now talking about Replit, if I go on the homepage, so let us search Replit. It's a pretty awesome platform where you can build apps and website with AI, and it supports multiple other things as well, right? They have their Agent 3, which was recently introduced, but today we will be seeing their feature of integrations or the connectors, right? Now, coming to Replit connectors, what it empower us to do is that without having any of these complex setup or something, right, we can easily just integrate our app. So that is the whole benefit of your Replit overall, right? Or this Replit connector feature. So before, let's say, if I just quickly show you an infographic before Replit, let's say if there used to be a project, right? So there can be a project. And since I am working on these applications, for Gmail, I will be creating another key. Then for another project, I will be creating another key. Then Notion, I will be making sure to create key, authentication, everything, right? We have to go to Cloud Console for Drive as well. So it becomes a lot difficult in that sense, right? But now, after let's say something like this, where we can easily now manage these things, it has become overall very easy. We can just let's say have an app, let's say Gmail, inside this. So inside Gmail, we can just create an app inside it for usage, right? Or I could just say, yeah, that was the actually before feature. So let me write it before connectors, right? This was the case. We used to get the key and then authorize. Now, after this connector feature, right? The benefit which we are getting is something like this. Now we could just go and see that how easily we just have to authorize something which we have been using for logging in as well, right? So for multiple website, we have that sign in with Google or something like a button, right? So it is that easy now to even authenticate your apps. So for that, let's see the same everyone. Now this is my Replit dashboard, as you can see. Here you can start with this. Another benefit is that once you have authenticated your system, you could use it for multiple apps and projects. So that is something which I also like a lot. You have the full control. You can select which permission you are giving. But you once you have done it, it's all done and dusted. You don't have to worry about the same. So let's go back and see the integrations here, everyone. Now I have already integrated Drive, Gmail, and Notion, right? It supports multiple things again. It has the Replit Manage one, then the connectors feature where now it is having all of these different applications, and most of them are genuinely the one which we use day to day, like all the Gmail, Google Suite one. Then Jira is there. We see Spotify, YouTube, right? Now I can go on Google Sheets and I can just click on this sign in. So let me click on this. It is going to like open again a pop-up. Now it is showing you are connecting to Google Sheets. The page will redirect to provider's authentication page and how we are in control. So let me now continue. Let me select my email ID and see, it is just asking for the permission, right? So you are able to see as well that, okay, what all permissions are being granted here. So I could just say continue here. And yeah, I think it is just connected. So I think hardly in 5 seconds, we are able to just connect our app. And there are again more such apps which you can connect from your day to day usage. So this is where again your whole this particular thing gets done, right? Now for the problem which we discussed, everyone, like the invoice and the overall documentation handling problem, we are in a way done with this particular thing. So I could just mark a quick yes here, right? Very nicely, the biggest pain point we have solved thanks to Replit connectors. So let me just have it like this. And yeah, all of them are done, right? And I think green color might make a little bit more sense because it's all done. And we are done with the connection. Now let's talk about the app. Okay. So this is where the next power comes in. Because we have connected them, it is now very easy to just create an app which will be using this, right? So we ideally will be creating two different apps. The reason is pretty simple. Whenever you have invoice or any financial thing, that is where we need that thing should be separate, right? So that is the whole idea, everyone, that we should always keep these separate. I could have created a single app which would have like let's say have the invoice and the document handling, not a problem. But from my experience of consulting and helping loads of clients, I have genuinely seen that anything which is finance based, right? Let's say your invoice or something, it should be handled in a separate manner on app. Because if by any mistake one of the invoice get treated as a document or vice versa, that will be a lot problematic thing, right? In a separate part, this is still fine because you know that okay, the invoice getting overall, let's say, processed are the ones which will be having the final say in the balance sheet. So that's why we will be quickly seeing the two apps, right? So let's first see the overall document one. Okay. Now, in this, the plan will be the same. I will be saying that, hey, can you create a app where I will be uploading a, let's say, file or a document file. You have to make sure to upload it to Google Drive. It is connected already. You have to make sure that you have it on Gmail. Just send me an email on Gmail, and then also add the same on Google Sheets, right? So let me just also have the AI icon. So what we will be using. Okay, I think some other Gemini. Yeah. So we will be using Gemini as our AI provider here, right, from Google. Again, simple reason. All of you, I think, can easily go to say AI Studio. Then here we can create a key, right? So that is why I'm going with Gemini. If you have the OpenAI or Claude key as well, it will be helpful. Because if let's say you want, so I want that this doc, once I upload it, a summary kind of a thing should be updated to the Google Sheet, right? So that is why there is where we will require the AI part. And other thing, the building and everything that your Replit will take care of. So let's go to Replit, everyone, and create the first app. So I will say, please create a document handler, not handler, document master. Maybe let's say we can say master, where I will be uploading. Now I'm doing this prompting in front of you so that you are able to understand. In a production application, like when you are trying and doing a lots of work, right? Of course, there will be a proper in-depth prompt. So this is something which you can perform, you can provide, right? So I will share the same with all of you so you can get an idea that what is the best way of writing prompts. How we make sure that yes, we have the maximum things provided to an AI. Okay. But for the right, so I will be uploading mm, a PDF which I want should get processed via Gemini, and raw file should be uploaded to Google Drive, right? And I can say create a doc folder. You should send an email to me on tech.mayank. So since here I want that the email will be like sent to me only from my email, and also update on the Google Sheets, right? What I will do is I've already created a Google Sheet, as you can see, document master. Now, just as a reference, I will just paste this thing into my this as a context, and we can also provide the link overall, right? This is actually the key which we majorly need. So I could just copy this. Since it has been already connected, I don't have to worry. This can be the Google Sheet link or key. To make sure that again there are no problems, we can provide the full link as well. Hopefully the agent will make sense of this. And yeah, I think once we have done this, everyone, we can provide more context as well. You could do a prompt improvement here, right, if required. Then it is asking many things: web app, data app, 3D game, general, right? So all that help will be taken care of. Now let me just start the chat to keep it a little easy for everyone to understand, right? That prompt which I've written, I will share with you, but I don't want that it is a lot complex. Okay. If I enter and explain everything. So once you understand the way I've written the prompt, you will understand. Okay. That how we normally do the prompting for these apps. Now, once it starts, you will see that again, it will search for the integration. So that's the best part. It will go and see that, hey, I have the Dive integration. Nice. Then it will move forward and search for your Gmail integration, as we can see. So it is saying, I see that you have the Google Drive connection active on your account. Would you like to use this connection? So again, this is a pretty good thing, right? We can just do continue with connection. Similarly, it will check for other apps as well, right? So meanwhile, it does this. I will in the background also start with the invoice processor as well, right? So let it start and do it. Now it is saying for Gmail. That's also good. And I think, yeah, these are the apps which it needs. We will not be using Notion here. So let it run. Now, another good thing which I like overall about Replit is that, and I have been again using it since long, that it like in this overall building thing, it kinds of create a good plan as well, right? So it is like broken into multiple steps. You could surely let's say based on which step is breaking, even you could step in if needed, or someone who is from the team can help. But majorly again, it is not going to be a problem. Now, as you can see, it is saying all the things. I need authorization. I think that has been done. App type, modern app, integrations. All these are the integrations, right? Then I will include the following and everything. So it is taking like all the things here. We can change the plan if required, but I think the plan in space is totally good as of now. Not a problem, right? Now, once we have done this, either we can start with the full app, and it is going to take a lot of time because again, it's creating a full app for you, right? Or you can just start with the design. If required, that's a good thing. You they also have an app, right? So you could just get notified when your app is ready. So you can just scan to install the Replit app, something which not a lot of things provide, right? But the major takeaway which I want all of you to take is that how this is like the whole ecosystem of vibe coding, right? So we can have multiple things. Even if, let's say, you are kind of trying to create something, just understand these as well. Because if we are not coding, our understanding of the problem should be a lot good, right? So let me now start it. And I think the next part I will just quickly fast forward because it is going to be taking a little bit of time, 10 to 15 minutes. So meanwhile, it works on like it is getting all the things. Now you can go on tools and file as well to see that there are again authorization related things. We can preview our app once it is done. We can also publish the same, right? So that thing is also available to us. Then of course authorization, we can see the code if you are interested. But since this is a vibe coding series, let's not go there, and playground and all the other things. So they are provided, right? So my aim will be that in future videos in this vibe coding series, I will be able to cover these small things because they will again be common across other applications as well. And I believe that if you are not coding, like if you are making app or sorry making an AI or an agent handle most of the heavy lifting for you, then you should be at least good in the understanding and other parts, right? So with that, let's actually now quickly copy this, and I will just have another Replit instance. So you can again create 10, I think around 10 apps in the free one, right? Of course, there will be some charge. So you might require to have go to their pro plan. Okay, you can just use my code invite code as well, via which you will be getting I think $10 as a credit. So you will find the same in the description. Now here I will just change this and say that it is now for the invoice, right? And it should be processed via Gemini. Create a invoices folder. You should send an email to me. Actually, this time it will not be to me, to the vendor, right? And also update on Notion, right? So in Notion as well, similarly, I have created this invoice thing. Now, if required, it can be created via your agent as well. But I will suggest that let's take this step at least so that agent also has the update part to do, right? And I can just give this as well, right? So let me go here and also update on Notion. And yeah, I think this is all good. It will ask us if any other thing will be there, and we can start with the chat. So we can start the chat. Meanwhile, let's go back and see where it is, right? Let's see the preview. So okay, I will just quickly fast forward this so we can see the final result. So yeah, before we move forward, it has actually tried to create some overall UI and everything, as we can see in front of us. If you all remember, we did not provided it a key, right? So it is asking for the key. Let me just add that. Let me add this Gemini key and click continue. And one more thing. So once I provided the key, it is asking, would you like to save it to your secrets? So I will surely like to do it, right? So that we don't have to enter it again and again, right? So in a sequence, overall, it is moving. It has created something. I think it is creating the history as well. Drive connected, sheets linked, email configured. We could surely change the overall UI and everything as required. Now, dark mode and light mode is also there. So it is able to get the whole idea, right? Now we can easily prompt and make it do something. I think it is saying I've created a visual preview of the app. If everything looks good, I can start building the functionality of the app. Now, if you remember, we asked it for the initial design, right? Not the whole app. So it is saying that, hey, this is the whole app. If you want, I could change something. But I guess, yeah, this works pretty good. I could just click on build functionality. And the best one more part is that every time it will show you that, okay, how much it cost, like how much time it ran. So there is a full transparency, which honestly will be very helpful, right? So let it move forward. And again, I will just quickly see and maybe fast forward this part because it is going to take a little bit of time. Now it is adding the whole functionality. Once the same gets done, then we will be good to just test our app. And in the backend, our invoice one is also kind of working on. Okay. So as we can see, like it has tried to actually test it out as well, right? It is, I think, saying that there are some issues. Now, one more thing, we can actually click it here and the app testing is on. So if we see like it is given the full pricing, everything here, right? Along with that, it is still working to make sure that all the steps are working together. So let it quickly run. I don't think we need to provide anything. If you feel, so okay, let me just try it out, right? It is saying that, okay, the document master application is ready. Would you like to test it by uploading PDF? Okay, so that is the case. Now let me just ask, great. Please also remove my email because I don't like this email here, right? So we can just take a screenshot and provide it here and just have my name rather, right? And we can click on yes. Meanwhile, it works. Okay, so small changes we can do here. Now we can go on this tab, tools and files, right? If required, we can see all the code as well. Although, again, the whole idea of vibe coding is not to go on the code, right? Then, on the developer and other part, right? We can also publish it as well. So, if you want, we can publish it, let's say, docu processor AI with Mayank, right? And we can, of course, have the custom domain as well if required. Okay, so all those things are kind of supported. And I think this is all the things. Yeah. If we want, like, let's say if you want to share it with someone, we could easily just have this authorization. Yeah. Let user log into your app using pre-built login page. Okay. So the second we do it, then it will make sure that, yes, it is able to kind of also have that login functionality. So very easily we are able to go from ideation to an application. And I think overall the good part is if we will see this, how nicely it has able to divide it, right? Altogether, it has divided into the steps. And we can tell that, hey, this step seems to be failing. So, like unlike working at a glance, like at a full app, it has divided it into the same. And we can ask it to change some step, right? So the agent will be able to understand. So that is, of course, one pretty good feature. Now let it change and we will then try the same out here. So great, yeah, as we can see, it has actually created the same. Let me just quickly test it. Let me say browse and just add this document. So now I will be clicking on process document. Let's see what will happen. It has created a pretty good UI, right? Now, if you want, you could open it in a new tab as well, but I have just opened it here only. Upload it to Google Drive, processing with Gemini AI. Okay, so let it do all these things, right? Then hopefully it will also be sending the email notification, right? And then the Google Sheet. So yeah, seems like it is saying that, okay, everything has been done. Pretty nicely, it is showing the last doc as well, right? Good part, when I click on view, it is taking me on the Google Drive link. So it is directly opening. Okay, PDF viewer has been nicely freshened up. Nice. And yeah, I think if we go and see one by one, first let me go to Sheets. And yeah, I did see just now. So it was, you can just check that as well, right? It was around 457, I guess. Yeah, so 457. There is a new folder created and we can see the document here, right? Then in the Google Sheet, there is an entry. Maybe we can make it to not have 0.00 MB. Like that should not be a problem. I think it was what 5 KB or something. There is the proper time, there is the name, then success. We have the drive URL as well, right? Now, of course, if you want, you could easily just divide it and say that, hey, these are the HR document, these are the employees document, These are company policies. But I hope the overall idea that easily I could just click on this link and I could get that, hey, this is where my document is kept, right? And yeah, the document is an employee onboarding created by this. Now, what I will also do is let's go a little overboard. Uh, I think this has been done. Okay, we might have to add the functionality to go back. Should not be a problem. Let's try another one, right? So let's see this and let me upload it. Process. So the whole process had started again, right? Uploaded to Google Drive. Gemini, it will take a little bit of time, which is I think fine. And yeah, quickly then I think it will just upload on the like sheet and notification it will send, right? Okay, we forgot the email. Let me check that as well. Okay, let me refresh. Yeah, so there are two emails. I think the second one is also done. Seems like it is working perfectly fine. Okay, yeah. So everything is done. It is giving you the summary here. That is also good. I don't have any problem with that. We can of course make it a little bit better that it kind of parse this markdown, right? And yeah, we have the history as well, and we get the email. Let's see the email. So okay, email is pretty good. Your document has been successfully processed. Now, of course, I've just asked to send email to me only, right? That's the whole game. And that is how I think perfectly well. We have just vibe coded a very good use case. Now, as I said, you can go on the this and publish it with your let's say this particular link, and then it will be able like accessible to everyone, right? And we could like let's say let me just try to publish it, right? To see the full functionality. I think it will make some changes. So that's a good part as well. It is doing all these things itself. Again, you don't have to do anything. And it will also be having, I think, a easy way to just, let's say, shift it to any domain as well, right? So let it do everyone, like just quickly wait and let it just completely get over with this. So meanwhile, this happens. Let's also see the invoice one. So invoice one is also kind of done as we can see. So here, I would like to just open it in a separate tab. So let me open it here, right? In the separate tab. Now I could just upload an invoice, right? So let me just select invoice here and I could just upload it. So seems like it has also parsed the whole thing here, right? I think the detected test feature is not working here, but I can show you the full PDF. So let me quickly show you that. 1 minute. Yeah, this is actually the PDF. Blue Wave services. I think this is the billing. Okay, sorry, this is the email ID. Yeah, email ID it is able to get as well. Then the details, right? 1980. So it's again a dummy bill, but the idea is that because of AI, we are able to quickly just parse this. And let me now close it, everyone. Let me close this and let me just confirm and process invoice. We can fix this detected testing, right? Let me confirm and process. And yeah, good thing is that it has created a good UI here. So it is able to work on that sense only, right? Now it is doing sync and it is saying that, okay, everything has been done successfully and it has taken up to the page. No history is there, but I think that is also fine. So yeah, we can actually check the same. I think there's a dark mode and demo mode as well. Not sure what is the demo mode. First, I think we can go on Drive quickly. So in the Drive, it has just created this invoices and that has also been created at the time. In the process, a good thing it has done is that it has divided the same by date, right? So it was based on that 20th June, it is able to do that thing, right, everyone? Similarly, it has also created an entry into your Notion, okay, just for your reference. So it has the drive link, it has the invoice ID and vendor as well, right? So total, it is also giving you, I think the currency or something is more thing which we can add here. Now let's see on the deploying part, where are we? So seems like it has been deployed. I think it is on the auto scale one and I'm able to access the same, right? So quickly we will check it one last time. Let's go to the invoices actually this time and see the same process document. There will be duplication, but let's try to see if there will be an error or what. And this again, you can also access, right? Because as it is written, this is on the auto scale for vCPU and everything, right? And if I go, it will just have the Gemini thing. And finally, we can see the same. We should be getting a email as well, I believe. So that will be helpful. Let's see. Okay, I think we tried to send the last email, but of course that is also not present, right? So seems like it has done this thing where it has given all the things here, right? But yeah, somehow because the email was a dummy one, it has missed on that. So not a problem. Good thing is that again everything is working, right? So that's the whole part. And in the final one as well, we have got each and everything working. So that means that yes, with some overall little bit of knowledge and the use case as well, we are able to properly just have the whole thing work for us, right? So this is of course a lot helpful, and I hope you can see that how good it is, right? So the demo overall was successful right in front of us. With that, everyone, I'm pretty sure. So let's go back. Yeah. With that, everyone, I'm pretty sure that you have learned how easily can we create these things, right? Now coming to the tips or my experience, like sharing from my experience, there are a few things which I would like to make sure that you understand, right? These are the points which I think I would like to iterate. Yeah, whenever you're vibe coding an app, don't start with the tool. Okay, start with the use case. When I started this video, I explained you what was the benefit, right? Second is think of the real workflow. What are you trying to automate or simplify? I see many students that what they do is they just directly, without having the full knowledge of the problem they are trying to solve or what they want to build, they just vaguely enter in the vibe coding platform, right? So that is anyway or never going to give you the good results. Even if you have no idea about coding, product understanding is something which you can only tell, not your AI, not your agents, right? Once you have got that, Replit and connectors can handle the tech side. So for that, you can surely, we have seen the demo as well. Make sure that you use my invite code to get some 10 credits extra. And of course, you can just build your own app or maybe a small startup or something which can earn you money. One more thing, what I have seen in student is that they try to vibe code or create a very, very big use case, right? I am highly, highly against that. Please make sure that you first try to do a quick use case, and once you have done that, right, so small use case around you, like this use case which I picked up, this is just like something which I had the problem, right? So it is very, very important you understand this and quickly solve the same. Instead of, let's say, running behind or running after creating a full Facebook or WhatsApp or these things via vibe code, which will be a little difficult to do, right? You have to see the use case around you. And final is, it's like again having a mini engineering team behind your idea, something which we have seen as well, right, everyone? It was able to divide each and everything here, all the things it is kind of telling, and everything has been divided, right? So that helps a lot in our overall use case, that it is like a mini engineering team which tells you that hey, this is what I'm doing. Now good thing that you have also done the like publishing part as well, so you can see the analytics, that how many people came and what are the logs as well. So it has just took that difficult part, and for prototyping and even creating good end-to-end applications, platform like this is very, very helpful. So please make sure that you check out Replit as well. And with that, yeah, please make sure that you always remember these suggestions from me, everyone. They have been kind of created after years of consulting and working on the software side. Okay. So, yeah, I hope you like the video, everyone. Please make sure that you like the video and please share it with everyone who wants to just get started with the vibe coding and understand how we do it. And yeah, please subscribe to my channel. That will help me to grow and bring more such awesome content. Make sure that you follow all the future episodes of this vibe coding app series as well, where I will be covering different ways, the best practices, multiple applications on how can we go from ideation to your full application. Okay. So yeah, let's meet in the next video, everyone. Thanks a lot.